My goodness, take a deep breath, everybody.
Yes,
No
it's
severe weather today. Finally, right?
Yes, I was out of town on Friday and you had quite a day.
It was
quite a night.
Quite a day, quite a night. It was an active one, that's for sure. But I thought we did pretty good informing everybody of what was coming. And we were really this close to having a catastrophe.
Yeah.
North side of Bismarck. It could have been so much worse. Fortunately, the two tornadoes that were north side of town did not do much damage. And, you know, with all the development going north, and you're seeing all the photos, you know, with some of the restaurants in the foreground, it could have been so much worse. And fortunately, a lot of it, it briefly touched down rural and then went back up. And it was an ominous looking sight.
It looked so scary.
So much to cover on that.
Here's the cool thing about technology, though. I was 5 hours away in South Dakota, and I got a notification from our weather app. And so I tuned in, and I was able to watch you and Jacob, your coverage, and I was very impressed.
I'm just impressed that we didn't have any fatalities. I mean, that's the first and foremost. We don't want to see, let alone any damage to anybody's property. But it was quite a night, 2 Friday nights in a row that were active. And could there be a third Friday night that would put us at July 4th? Not going to say we're going to have a big outbreak of severe weather, but it looks like an active pattern. Maybe nature's fireworks will be lighting up a bit.
And I asked you about this, right? What's going on? My daughter said, ask Kevin what's going on. I didn't sign up for all these tornadoes, and you had a very nerdy, detailed. Can you dumb it down?
I can just dumb it down by saying that the moisture from the Gulf is present with disturbances moving over the northern plains. So that's basically, just think of it like a firecracker, right? When it's there, nothing's going to happen until you ignite it, right? And then things are going to bang in the atmosphere. Well, you got the moisture in place, all the ingredients coming together. These disturbances really ignite the atmosphere, produce storms in layman terms here. So will it happen again? Scattered storms later this week into the weekend, but moisture is going to be on the increase yet again. But hard to say exactly how it's going to pan out. But I want to talk about the warnings. These are all the warnings, Jody, we had just from Friday night. All the yellow severe thunderstorm warnings, of course the red, including the Hanover area, you know, toward Oliver County, Morton County, into the Bismarck-Mandan area, really north of Mandan, north of Bismarck, but then sliding into central and southeast Burley County around Menoken. And we had some flash flooding concerns in Emmons County as well. Then another cluster of thunderstorms really earlier preceding the tornado warnings in Bismarck, east of Minot. McHenry County getting hit really hard with up to baseball size hail. Just looking at the tornadoes though, again, several reports here. And it all began late in the afternoon north of Sweetbriar Lake, south of Hanover. A lot of photos and videos. I'll get to that in a minute. But here's a look at one of the tracks here just to the west of Highway 31, southwest of Center, south of Hanover. It's an EF unknown, meaning the enhanced Fujita scale. Don't know because there's really no damage, but yet we know there was a tornado. And we actually saw this on our Bismarck Skywatch camera, the Bismarck State College camera. And we were on the air going, you know what, that looks like it could be a tornado. We can't confirm that because of the hill in Mandan. But this was about 3.5 miles long and from around 7:45 to 7:53. Again, no known damage, which is great. Now, of course, on the north side of Bismarck, different story here. Again, not much damage, fortunately. I believe one home, but a lot of this was really centered on 110th Avenue. Take a look here as I zoom out, just to give you perspective of these tracks of the two tornadoes here. And a lot of people have been wondering, you know, when you say 7 or 8 miles north, what does that really mean? Well, you got to go from a focal point, right? And that's typically a post office. So starting location would be the measuring distance from the downtown post office on 3rd Street. So almost due north, right? That's where we had the 7 to 8 mile north of Bismarck reports here. And again, just barely missing us, you know, because Bismarck continues to grow toward the north. So looking at just the Bismarck tornadoes, Bismarck tornado number 1 here, that was an EF rating of an EF1. Peak winds around 95 miles per hour, about 1/3 of a mile long. It started during our newscast. Both of them did, really, at 10:23, ending at 10:26. And then number 2 was that EFU, or EF unknown. Peak winds, again, don't know, just under 1/2 mile in length, and it started at 10:29 and it ended at 10:34. So both tornadoes, as mentioned, were near 110th Avenue. northwest. 9 confirmed tornadoes here, and again, really beginning toward early evening in the Hanover area, southwest of Hanover at 7:45. You kind of see how this all kind of played out here. 8:29, 8 miles northeast of Crown Butte Lake. Then you've got the storms near Tinvic, right? They were southeast in Emmons County, and then you come back at 10:23 to North Bismarck with a secondary batch of thunderstorms that moved through, and then you had that storm that moved through Menoken at 10:43, and then 11 o'clock hour southeast of Driscoll and McKenzie. So I want to go through some photos and videos here. Again, as it began, the afternoon into the evening really began to see a much more juiced up atmosphere here. Many photos. This is like what we saw from our Bismarck Skywatch camera. This is west of Harmon Lake, and you can really make it out here. You can't tell if that's a tornado, but it was.
It
northwest
sure looks
of Mandan.
scary enough.
No doubt about it, right? And here's a video. This is south of B&I Coal. Sarah Larson giving us this Sky Spy video. And again, this is just quite the sight. It's going viral too.
Yes.
Just, you know, what's more Midwest than Culver's and a tornado, right? North side of Bismarck. Again, this was right around 10:30 or thereabouts. Again, quite the sight here. From in town, even Logan, my own son, took a photo and sent it to me, and I'm like, wow, you've seen a tornado before I have. Not that we ever want to see one.
Now go to the basement, kid.
Yes. Now, what are you doing out there, right? But it was a long ways away, and it was somewhat stationary. But again, just quite the sight, no doubt about that. Could have been so much worse. So again, what about June as a whole here in North Dakota? 26 confirmed. It has been a very, very active month. And I'm going to talk about another graphic here coming up a little bit later on, going through history the past several years. Every year, how many tornadoes have we had?
It's fascinating.
It really is.
We can be done now.
We're done. I want to be done.
I want to be done
I want to be done. Getting too old for this. I just want fair weather days. I don't like severe weather at all.
It's
right?
well, you're doing a great job of keeping us informed, so thank you.
The whole weather team, yeah.
Yes. Now